The demon doesn't vanish when you stop fearing it. It vanishes when you realize it was never your demon to carry. Her darkness, her hunger, her bottomless need, they were never mine to hold. All those years I catalogued them, polished them, let them carve grooves in my bones, as if they were precious heirlooms passed down through generations. I wore her pain like a second skin, convinced it was my own. I carried her rot like a sacred burden, felt it seep into my marrow, prayed it might bloom into something real. It never did. The putrid weight of her despair clung to me, a constant companion in the depths of night. I mistook her shadows for my own, letting them eclipse any light that dared to shine. Her demons danced in my dreams, their whispers becoming my thoughts. I nurtured them, fed them scraps of my sanity, believing that in doing so, I could somehow save her. But her darkness was a bottomless pit, and I was but a pebble tossed into its depths. I traced the outline of her scars, memorizing every jagged edge and faded line. I held her tears in cupped hand, thinking I could wash away her sorrow if I just tried hard enough. But her pain was a river that never ran dry, and I was drowning in its currents. Her hunger gnawed at my insides, a constant ache that no amount of love could satiate. I offered myself as sustenance, thinking that if I gave enough, she would finally be whole. But her need was infinite, and I was finite, crumbling under the weight of expectations I could never meet. For years, I carried her demons on my back, thinking it was my duty, my purpose. I let them sink their claws into my flesh, believing that my suffering could somehow ease hers. But all I did was add my own pain to the burden, until I could no longer tell where her anguish ended and mine began. It wasn't until I stood at the precipice of my own destruction that I realized the truth. Her demons were never mine to vanquish. Her darkness was never mine to illuminate. Her hunger was never mine to satisfy. The only weight left now is the freedom she never understood, the lightness of being that comes from setting down a burden that was never mine to bear, the relief of realizing that I am not responsible for someone else's demons, no matter how much I love them. In the end, her darkness remains her own, and my light, long dimmed but never extinguished, begins to flicker anew. The demon's carriage has stopped, and I step out into the sunlight, finally free.